Black pepper chicken. The name alone elicits so many emotions within me. An umami-rich black pepper sauce with crunchy, juicy vegetables, all with tender bites of chicken. What more can you ask for? Now, just a little bit of a life update. I just came back from a holiday from the UK with my family and I had such an amazing time. But when I was there, I can't help but crave my favorite thing in the whole wide world, white rice. And of course, I had this itch that I wanted to scratch, and that was this black pepper chicken, and I'm finally making it today. This is a really easy dish to put together if you know what you're doing, and I'm going to share with you all my secrets on how I make it at home.
Now let's take a look at the breakdown of what we need to get right. We will need an umami-rich peppery sauce that will leave a lasting impression, juicy and tender chicken chunks that will steal the show, as well as crunchy and aromatic onions and capsicums for the textural contrast that will leave you wanting more.
For the chicken, here we have some beautiful chicken breasts fresh on the market. I usually like chicken thighs, but hey, I decided to shake things up a little bit today. Variety is the spice of life. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slice them up into nice bite-sized pieces, and we're going to give it a marinade to help to get it nice, juicy and tender. For this recipe, we'll need about 250 to 300 grams. That's just a little bit about the sweet spot. We'll start by slicing this against the grain. So just take a look at the muscle fibers and see how it runs. Just make sure you cut perpendicularly to each muscle fiber, and that will help to get the chicken nice and tender. So here is where we can be nice and generous to ourselves. Don't cut the chicken pieces too small. You want to have a nice unctuous bite when you bite into this. Now that we've sliced the chicken against the grain, the next step is to slice each slice into bite-sized pieces. So a slice like this is exactly what I'm looking for. And when you're done, just place it all in a nice large mixing bowl like this. Now let's marinate our chicken. This is where we can get it nice and tender. And what we're going to do is a process called velveting, and I'm going to use about a quarter teaspoon of baking soda and 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. This is what's going to get that nice glossy texture that we really love in Chinese cooking.
This is just one of the 3 methods I covered in my complete guide on velveting meat. These techniques work for chicken, pork or beef, so check out the link below if you want to learn more.
So the baking soda is going to raise the pH in the chicken, and that's going to help it stay tender, and the cornstarch is going to help us get that nice glossy mouthfeel. But in order to help it along the way, we need to add our seasoning as well. We're going to add some cooking wine. About 2 teaspoons will do just nicely. And some light soy sauce for the umami. I'll use about 1 teaspoon. We'll follow this up with just a pinch of white pepper, and the intention here is to help to get rid of any off odors that may be present in the chicken. And finally, to balance it all, we'll add 1 teaspoon of sugar. It adds sweetness to our life. So grab a pair of tongs, mix this all together well. When you're done, you should have a nice glossy mess like this. We'll leave this for 15 minutes as we prepare the rest of the ingredients. For the black pepper sauce, here's how you can make it.
Start by toasting 30 grams of fresh peppercorns and grinding it in a pestle and mortar. To a wok or medium-low heat, add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil, along about 40 grams of minced garlic and onions respectively, and 5 grams of minced ginger. Once this starts to brown, add in your black pepper and fry this for another minute. Once you can smell the rich warm notes from your black pepper coming from your wok, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar, a quarter teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of chuho paste or hoisin sauce, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, and half a teaspoon each of light soy sauce and dark soy sauce. Fry this for about 30 seconds to allow the sugars to caramelize and the flavors to intensify. To help deglaze the wok and add another layer of complexity, we're going to add about 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing rice wine. Next, add in about 3/4 cups worth of stock or water. For me, I'm using chicken stock, and if you want, I have a full video on how you can make chicken stock at home. It's a full deep dive on Asian chicken stock, and I covered everything from how you can use chicken powder and chicken bones, so if you're curious, I've left a link in the description below. Now back to the wok, allow this to simmer and reduce down to a nice thick paste. This will really help us to extract all the flavors and to concentrate them as well. Now add in another 3/4 cups of your chicken stock and allow this to come to a boil. Once done, you can store this and it should fit nicely into a mason jar. Now this is actually my recipe for my black pepper mustard sauce, and once you've made this, congratulations, you can now make all sorts of different black pepper sauce recipes on the fly. Whether it's black pepper chicken, beef or prawns, these are all recipes that you can now easily make. I have an ever-growing list of mustard sauces and the recipes that they can make, so make sure you check out my channel for more.
Which goes to show just a little bit of preparation in advance can set us up for so much success in the kitchen. For the unsung heroes of the dish, we'll need red and yellow capsicums. I just love the way they look and taste. You can use green ones as well, but I just love how they pop on camera, and this is what I happen to have on hand. And we also need a little bit of onions. I just like the juicy, tender, crunchy bite when you get after you stir-fried them. And of course, the most important ingredient of the bunch, we'll need some garlic. A life without garlic would be terribly dreadful, so please don't skip this or you'll break my heart. Now, we don't actually need the entire red and yellow capsicums. They're quite large, so I think half of each will do. But what we want to make sure is we're going to cut them into bite-sized pieces. And for our onions, this is a rather small one, so I'm going to use the entire thing. But if you have a larger onion, then half will do. And for our garlic, we're just going to mince them up as fine as we can so that when they hit the wok, you can release all the beautiful aromas. So cut your capsicums in half, make sure you don't waste the top. is perfectly edible. And remove the seeds. We'll cut off the top cap. We'll follow the indentations that are already present on the capsicum. Nature has given us a guide on how we can approach this, and there's no reason to argue with it. Go ahead and just slice it down neatly as well. And just take a taste of it. You know, your capsicums should taste bright and fresh and should be really juicy. There's nothing better than working with a sharp knife. It's such a pleasure, and of course it's a lot safer as well. If you don't actually have a sharp knife, then make sure you try to invest in one. Your fingers will thank you in the long run. Okay, the capsicums are done. Let's process the onion. What I like to do is I like to cut my onions in half and cut them into delicious segments. So we should have 8 equal sections. Just give it a little bit of a helping hand and just separate them into their layers, just like this. So our onions and capsicums are done. Let's set them aside and work on mincing our garlic. Start by giving everything a rough chop and just process this as finely as you can. Now, you don't have to be super neat when you're mincing up the garlic. Just take your time and give the old knife that rocky rock. So here we have our vegetables ready, and just like that, ready to cook. So the chicken has had time to marinate. It's time to sear this in the wok. So let's get a wok nice and hot. We'll add some oil and we'll just pan sear this so it can get nice and crispy.
So give your chicken some time and attention, move it around and allow it to develop that nice brown crust.
And very quickly you can see the chicken has adopted a nice golden brown. Oh, so gorgeous. So here with the par-cooked chicken is nice and lightly golden brown and it really smells delicious. This is not fully cooked, that's not the intention right now. What we did with this step is we helped to create a nice glossy coating over the chicken, and at the same time we introduced a little bit of the Maillard reaction so that it has this nice crispy golden brown taste that's going to add a depth of extra flavor to this dish. Now let's bring this dish together. To a clean wok, we'll add a little bit of oil, and the first thing that goes in is our garlic. We'll allow them to develop a nice brown char. Once it's starting to form a nice brown char like this, add in your capsicums.
As you toss your capsicums around, the heat and the breath of the wok will release all their beautiful flavors.
Once the beautiful aromas from the capsicums are released, add in your onions.
As we layer our colors within the wok, you can bet that the flavors will follow as well.
Once the vegetables start to soften, the chicken goes in.
Toss this around for about a minute as you allow all the different ingredients to get well acquainted with each other. At this point, we'll have a solid foundation for a delicious chicken stir-fry.
Now this looks amazing on its own, but we're not done just yet. It's time to add our black pepper sauce. So let's add about 4 to 5 tablespoons of the black pepper sauce.
As you're accosted by the beautiful black pepper aromas, once the sauce hits the wok, you'll start to see how the black pepper sauce will transform everything that you just made.
And now that the sauce has formed a beautiful blanket over the chicken, it's time to deglaze it with our Chinese cooking wine. Make sure you pour it around the edges of the wok. What we're looking for here is for all the beautiful aromas to soak into the chicken. And for the last ingredient, we'll add in our cornstarch slurry.
Give this a few final tosses and allow the cornstarch to cook into a beautiful glossy sauce.
And just like that, turn off the heat because it's time to serve. This is your black pepper chicken done. And there we have our black pepper chicken. It smells amazing, and I can see visually that the sauce is reduced into a beautiful blanket that has coated the chicken, the capsicums, the onions, and it's just begging for us to take a bite. And now to some play what we just made. The chicken is juicy, it's tender, and it's just so unctuous when you bite into it. And the onions and the capsicums, they have the sweetness and freshness that helps to cut through the richness of the whole dish, and at no point in time does this ever feel like too much. It helps to reset the palate and it makes you want to go back for another bite. Now let's serve this with a bit of rice. Now I hope you like the new dishes I got for my holidays. I was just looking for an excuse to use them, and I found that this was the perfect opportunity. So that's my beautiful black pepper chicken rice bowl. I think I outdid myself today.
Can I eat now?
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Try it and let me know what you think. Ooh. Good? Okay? I want to have mine as well. I just love this with rice. Ooh. I feel like such a glutton when I have this like that.
I really like this. Okay, I want another scoop of it.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, this is... Oh!
Whoops!
So that's one of the problems when you eat from a bowl and you're holding it like that. You tend to drop it all over. If you can see, the table right now is an absolute mess. Now my itch has been scratched and my cravings have been satisfied. I hope you give this recipe a shot. I'd like to give a special shout out to one of my most loyal supporters. Michael, this one is for you. I hope you have a good break with you and your family, and maybe during that time you can give this recipe a shot as well. Now it's time for me to enjoy this bowl of black pepper chicken with rice, and I'll see you guys in the next one.